Colorado's future, rather than just let it happen.
But did the legislation get the go-ahead? Hundreds gather in Denver to voice their opinions on a proposed 210-mile toll road, how state lawmakers voted. And what you and your kids can do to help prevent school violence, like yesterday's deadly shooting in Minnesota. I'm Kelly Schultz. John Carroll has the night off. News 13 at 10 starts now.
Bringing you the latest on your world at home. This is News 13.
Legislation that would have paved the way for a 210-mile toll road along the Eastern Plains dies in committee. The so-called super slab would run through 7 counties from north of Fort Collins to just south of Pueblo. House Bill 1030 would have given a state-run board the power to price the tolls in each county. But with the bill now dead, so too may be the road. News 13's Marshall Zellinger just returned from Denver, and Marshall, hundreds packed the Senate hearing today with one hope in mind. Thanks, Marshall. A federal appeals court is now deciding whether to order that Terry Schiavo's feeding tube be reinserted. And that tops news around your world tonight. Earlier today, U.S. District Judge James Whitmore denied an emergency request from Schiavo's parents to have the tube reconnected. Schiavo has been without food or water since Friday afternoon. Her mother, Mary Schindler, today pleaded with Florida lawmakers to keep her daughter from dying of thirst. According to court documents, Schiavo's parents say she made a, quote, significant decline late yesterday and is fading quickly. Today, a Florida judge denied bail for the man accused of kidnapping, sexually assaulting, and killing 9-year-old Jessica Lunsford. John Evander Cooey had his first court appearance today on charges of capital murder, battery, kidnapping, and sexual battery on a child under the age of 12. Sheriff officers say the convicted sex offender confessed to taking the 3rd grader from her home and killing her. The county sheriff and Jessica Lunsford's father say they will urge prosecutors to seek the death penalty. Authorities are working to find what caused a teenager to go on a shooting rampage on a northern Minnesota Indian reservation yesterday. Jeff Weiss killed 9 people and wounded 7 before trading gunfire with a police officer and apparently shooting himself. The FBI says the shootings appear to be planned in advance. Weiss allegedly liked to dress in black, admired Hitler, and called himself the Angel of Death on a neo-Nazi website. The rampage is being called the nation's worst school shooting since Columbine in 1999. The Colorado Attorney General's office is asking parents to talk with their kids about the Minnesota high school shooting rampage and urge them to report fellow students who may be a danger to themselves or others. Now there is a locally run organization and website dedicated to help prevent school violence. It is called Safe to Tell. It is a relatively new program designed to help students, teachers, and parents. They can anonymously call a statewide hotline with information about crimes that they have already happened or ones that they fear may happen. The toll-free number is 877-542-7233, and it's answered around the clock, or go to the website at safetotell.org. Callers should know your identity is safe. When you call, no one will ask for your name or number, and there is no caller ID. A mild night in southern Colorado this evening. Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson is in the forecast center tonight. Mark, we saw quite a change from yesterday. Residents in Colorado Springs will again only be allowed to water their lawns 2 days a week this summer. Today, the Springs City Council decided to keep the 2-day-a-week watering schedule. A 3-day-a-week option was on the table, but some board members believe we are not out of the woods when it comes to water storage and want to keep the restrictions in place. New this summer, customers will now be able to wash their cars at home at any time on the weekends if they use a hose with a shutoff valve. If your address is an even number, you can water on Sundays and Wednesdays. Odd addresses can water on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Trees, shrubs, and flower beds can be watered at any time with a handheld container. The new restrictions begin on April 15th. It may be hard to believe, but garden experts are saying the water restrictions are a good thing. News 13's Joe Dominguez joins us now live from the weather deck to explain what this means for you. Joe? And Joe, do experts think the ban on watering from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. is a good idea? Good to know. Thanks, Joe. Coming up on News 13 at 10, the Nuggets take on the Wizards in old school style. Rob will have the highlights in sports. Is a cloth that many believe to have wrapped the crucified body of Jesus Christ a fake? But first, what you need to know about some items in your home that could be posing a threat to your children. You may have items inside your home that could pose a danger to your children. Today, one of the nation's largest makers of baby products, Graco, announced it would pay a $4 million fine for not letting consumers know that some of their products were dangerous. News 13's consumer reporter Tak Landrock has more. The company is issuing another recall tonight. 1.2 million of these Graco toddler beds have been linked to dozens of injuries. You can log onto our webpage at KRDOTV.com for a link to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website. Our nice day turned into a pleasant night, Mark.
Yeah, things are very quiet